Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Travis, and this is another drawing video. This is going to be the first video, if you're listening chronologically, from the first video that I put out till now, you're going to know that this is a big difference. If you just happen to come across this video, it's kind of neat. Hi, this is the first time I'm actually talking in one, as said before. Maybe in the future we'll answer some questions that people are having. Back when I was just watching YouTube and getting really into watching people draw, a big thing that I always came across was like, these people draw really, really fast. I can't draw that fast. I didn't really realize that the video was sped up because nobody really wants to watch someone, him and Hall, with a drawing for an hour or 8. So it's sped up. So it's made quicker just to have a little more variety of what's going on and make things a little bit more interesting. This is this video. This is the Zoro video. The actual recording time was like 40-50 minutes, and it's just sped up to be about 10 minutes. Not really even about exactly 10 minutes. That's how I do it. Just to shorten it down into that. So I'm drawing this in Photoshop with a Wacom 1 tablet. It's a really nice tablet. It's small, but it's not in any way ineffective. In some ways, it's kind of nice because it's inexpensive and like hardy enough that I don't have to worry about using a nice ruler on it. Not that you worry about the tablet screwing up a ruler. It's more that if you use a nicer ruler, you run less of a chance of screwing up the tablet, which is far more expensive than like a $6 ruler. I personally that's what I like about tablets, is actually making it more like a pen and paper as possible. Like, because you can hold shift, you can do vector lines all in Photoshop and get those straight lines that way, or you can go a little old school and just use a ruler and write it out there. Not something I did in this video. Probably would have been a better topic to bring up when it's actually happening. But sneak preview, I am, at least at this point, not at all worried about this audio lining up to have anything really to do with the video. Not gonna sit here and try and explain a whole lot of what's happening on screen. I don't know enough to be able to teach it. Like, I've been drawing, been a graphic designer for like 10 years now. The more that I keep doing, there's more to learn, and there's more to do that just let people experience and figure out how they want to do things on their own. If anyone ever has a question, of course I would love to answer it, but like almost everything in life, don't volunteer information because probably going to be very short-sighted. That's the whole point. It's just for fun. I like making them. They're fun to make, and I think people really enjoy just watching processes and listening to someone talk about something. Like, it's mostly what I use YouTube for, is either to watch someone make something. There's a guy who makes like giant swords. I was really into Michael Cthulhu was his name. I was real into those videos when he was doing them, and he probably still is. It's just that I cannot find them. If you know where they are, send them to me. That Ami channel used to have a bunch of makers and stuff, just building stuff, and it was real interesting to watch. Or if I'm drawing or doing something, I usually have someone chattering away in the background about something. A lot of comic book guy, a lot of manga talking head people. There's billions of them on YouTube, and most of them are really, really enjoyable. Especially the One Piece community. They all seem to be genuinely really nice. They genuinely like the subject that they're talking about, which is big to me, because I'd much rather listen to someone who is enthusiastic about the subject at hand. So that's something also that you're gonna have to look back through about this video. Is like, is it happy forward? Is it being positive? about making art and drawing stuff and taking a look at it, what are things that you want to get better at, or things that you want keep skilled at? I think that's kind of something that doesn't really get talked about a lot about art is there's things that you want to improve upon. There's also things that you just don't want to get worse at. Like talented people aside, you gotta love them. It's amazing that they exist. But for most of us, there's maintenance practice. Like you're sketching, you're drawing, you're thinking about how you do stuff, just so you don't get rusty. For me, at least, tends to be more of a lot of remembering how to get things to look like how I want them to look, like ink quality in traditional art. Like I'll be drawing with a pen or something and then have forgotten of like how much pressure on the paper and stuff before things start to bleed and things start to spider out and a lot of that stuff. So like, because ink quality bugs me, which is a big thing about using a tablet. I started using a tablet in the past year. Before that, it was all traditional art. You draw a pen on paper. Be frank, at this point, I still very much enjoy drawing a pen on paper better than a tablet. But I attribute that because I don't know enough about a tablet. I don't know enough craft for this instrument, and I'm getting there. I don't know if it's my computer or if it's the tablet that I'm using. The pressure needed to get line widths seems to change. There doesn't seem to be a lot of consistency over time of how the pen works, and maybe it's just that I'm using a very standard pen and better product works better. That tends to run true with traditional art, but there has to be some truism in that you have to be very, very skilled before the tools are hampering you. And you have to be honest with yourself about whether it's the tools or it's you. And in my case, I genuinely believe a lot of it has to do with me. I still feel like there's a lot of room to really grow and get a lot better and have a lot more decided lines. Even my much better drawings that I feel like, oh, this is getting there. This is getting back to the quality that I work at. Still the lines seem kind of wiggly. Everything seems a little choppy, a little sketchy. But that also has to be tempered with that perfection looks bad. Like if you have perfect lines and everything is just so nice, it ends up looking boring. It looks it can look too planned. If we put it in terms of manga, on one end you have Takashi Oba. I really hope that's the artist from Death Note and not the writer. Can't really remember right now. Should have looked it up, but I'm not gonna. Everything's from memory. The artist from Death Note and Bakuman and all that, and then Oda from One Piece. Oda's art, it's very impressive. It's very detailed. The line quality is very shaky. It does not look very technically masterful. Whereas in Death Note, the lines are very clean. Very draftsman. They look very, very tight and crisp. The art looks a lot more sterile. In my opinion, Takehiko Inui from Vagabond and Slam Dunk and Real, I believe it's called Real. It's the one about the wheelchair basketball, and just such a good artist, so dedicated to just doing things not perfectly, but like focused, fun to look at. Like this is just enjoyable piece of artwork. In no way saying that either Oda or the artist from Death Note that they are bad. They're very great artists. All of them are like you don't become a published artist without having something redeemable about your art. That just doesn't happen. Rant over, guys, and we'll pick it up tomorrow. Talk about some other things. And till then, have a great day. Bye.